people. So we want to actually, I mean, these are bar chords. Eventually, you'll want to master those because then you can play any chords, right? That was an A minor to a D, A minor, E minor, D, A minor. But using those bar chords in there. But we want to build to those here, and that's what this is all about. And I'm actually going to start with the third chord that I was using there. Index finger, 7th fret of my 5th string. That's an E. That's going to be my root note, my E note. And then I'm going to take my 3rd finger, place that on the 9th fret of my 4th string, and that's great. Like, if you just want to start working towards a bar chord, you know, a 5th string root note like that, you have a fret in between. But to play that, you don't want to have all those other things in there. So you need to find a way to mute those and not play those. And here's how I do it. Index finger, just the tip of it just barely resting across. So normally I would want to have my hand curved in such a way, my wrist, so that there's space under here in between my palm and the neck of my, so that I could let some of these chords or strings ring open, like if I'm down here playing an A minor or an A major, that is. In this instance, I want to have it a little bit more flat, not just so that it's muting the 6th string, but also the index finger is resting against my other strings to mute them. So I don't have any of that. That's much better. Then what I can do is I can take my 3rd finger, put it on that 9th fret of the 4th string, and I'm going to actually encourage you to use your pinky on the 9th fret of your 3rd string as well, so that we get, and if I brace my picking hand here and I do that, that's great. But normally I'm going to be strumming, but I don't want, I can feel it, even the 2nd string buzzing against my pinky. That's no good, that's no good. So more control is what we're after here. Build it up, bass note, add your 4th string with your 3rd finger on the 9th fret, see, I got the harmonic going on a little bit different. It's down. That's all right. But got this muted sound versus the open sound, or even finger pressing that down. And I'm actually strumming all of the strings. So if I come down to my D root note on the 5th string, or C, it's my C5 chord, my power chord, E, F, F sharp, G, with my fingers on 10 and 12. Now, what's interesting about that is if I move everything a string set closer to me, so down in pitch but up in space, index finger 7th fret of 6th string, 3rd finger 9th fret of 5th, and pinky 9th fret of 4th string. And then what I'm going to do is mute strings 3, 2, and 1 with my index finger. So go down to my A, and what's interesting is I can get used to just playing those lowest strings and not bringing my pick all the way to strings 1 and 2. So it wouldn't really matter That obviously doesn't sound good, but I can get some control over that. But eventually, again, we want to build to a full bar chord, or right, major, B minor. So getting our finger and our hand used to being in a certain position is going to be helpful. Now, if we want to take this one step further, instead of just playing 3 notes, which is really, an E, a B, and an E, or a B, an F sharp, and an E, if we can incorporate our middle finger in there. So if we go back to our 5th string root note on our E, we have the 9th fret, 9th fret, then we're going to use this middle finger here on the 8th fret of our 2nd string. That's a G, so this is going to be an E minor chord. I am muting my 6th string with the tip of my finger, and I am muting my 1st string with the backside of my 1st finger. So I have 4 notes that I'm listening for now. D. You don't hear that? Eventually, we want to get that in there, but if we're just practicing our power chords and stepping up to our full bar chord, again, moving 1 string set closer to me, 6th string, 7th fret, 5th and 4th string, 9th fret, 3rd string is going to be on the 8th fret now, and I'm going to mute the 1st and the 2nd string. So I have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right, stepping up, building from 2 fingers to 3 fingers to 4 fingers on that B major, since I'm on the 7th fret. A major, same as A major. Got my D minor, E minor, so this is what I want us to work on. We're going to be working on those power chords. Doesn't matter what fret you're on. All right, you can turn it into songs. But you get the idea. Then we're going to move that 2nd finger in there, E minor, D minor, C minor, G major, A major, B major, C major is the same as, and eventually. So the point of this is getting those few strings in there, muting those other strings so that we have some control. And I'm just the 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Just keeping it real simple there. And then whether you're playing majors or minors later, we'll get to that later. So practice muting at the same time as playing certain strings in a row and making sure that it's nice and clean, regardless of whether you're using 3 fingers here or all 4. And then chords, so placement is up to you. But that's a good thing to practice. Your strumming pattern, plus getting your fingers used to functioning in a slightly different place so that eventually we can get to those other chords later on. All right, so work on that, practice, but as usual, make sure, have fun.